Budz, it has been several months, weeks? I don't even know. It's been a while since a Let's Play video. And that is because I have been incredibly hard at work. And as this sign would suggest, we are overdue for a map update. See at the top left corner up there, we are on day 3,140. This has been a very big work in progress, folks. And watch that over there. I did actually update the map. So we've got our new squid over here. We have our wood area, Steve's Lava Chicken, animal farm down here. It is so cool. None of that is going to be visible today because we are underground. And many of you probably know by now that I have a very, very bad relationship with my storage. And this is what most of my base looks like. Now, for a very long time, I've said, yeah, I'll work on this, I'll work on it. No, so I haven't, but that changes today. I recently started on something huge. I have built up this awesome redstone sorting system, and I am so excited to showcase it. So it is on a dispenser system, and it shoots the items out into this water stream where they are quickly put to where they need to go. Now, this isn't anything crazy, this isn't anything new, this is just the first time that I've really ever done this in any of my worlds, so I went with a nice little design here of like copper and some spruce, and I got dark oak, and it's such a cool design, I love it. And I also have like additional little storage areas. I'm not one of those YouTubers that's gonna go through and be like, I made every single type of wood block variant, and I sorted it all, and it's super cool. No, I just kind of did the blocks that I use the most, or the blocks that I think I would find the most. You think that all of these chests are going to fix my massive issue with sorting? No, 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 no. We have a bunch more stuff to go to. Let's go down this hallway and let's turn to the right where we see a bunch of my skulk sensors. I got a bunch of like, oh, we got deep slate coal here. My candles are in these chests. I have things like skulk sensor, skulk catalyst, skulk screakers. I have issues with S's, don't worry. But all of my deep dark materials kind of go into these chests. Now, I don't really go into the deep dark very much, mostly because I'm a very big baby, but whenever I need to come back and deposit some stuff, I now have a very aesthetically pleasing place to do so. And speaking of aesthetically pleasing, we have changed merge sites and have added a whole bunch of new designs. Like this awesome 3 Idiots play design. It's sleek, it's comfortable, and it comes in a bunch of different colors. If you're interested, then make your way over to VillagerBudz.redbubble.com to get a 25% off discount and support us while getting yourself some cool new clothes. But back to the video. To our left, we have, you guessed it, the trial chamber themed one where all of my waxed and, you know, non-waxed copper blocks go. So we got normal copper in here and we have the oxidized copper in here. But just a little bit further down the hall, we have additional wood storage. There's only 16 double chests. That's not that much. Well, each of these double chests has like a specific theming. So this one is all of the stripped wood or these like fancy little all texture blocks. And that isn't all of the storage. I'm gonna give you a second here to kind of like think up where else could we put some hidden storage. If you guessed the ceiling, you would be correct. Now, this is actually the underside texture of barrels. And the one that I'm most excited to share with you guys, because I took like some creative liberties here, is it's our end area. So I have this little dude holding one of them shulker boxes. And this is where I'm supplying all of my limited end resources, because I actually haven't done that much with the end. And I really, really want to. But for now, this is like a little piece of the end in my world. And I also love that like little shadow reflection thing. I literally just broke through the glass, so you can like get stuck down here. But it's fine, it's fine. It's worth it for the optical illusion though. And down the hallway, we have a new painting, which I actually didn't know that this wasn't new. I thought that it was, but that's my bad. Ignore that snapshot video entirely. To our right, we have the terracotta and concrete storage, but it's mostly for terracotta. I think I only have one thing of concrete powder in here. Ooh. And most of these I have got from the villagers, but some of them I did just get from mining in a mesa biome. Yeah, this area is all over the place. We have our dripstone farm. Ayo. It's not automatic, it's manual, so just like give me a minute. So all of that gets put right on in here, and we have our like actual dripstone blocks right in here. And down below, I made an area specifically for making clay. Clay is not an easy resource to get, and it isn't renewable, but if you get some mud, and if I put it on these dripstone blocks, then they will eventually become clay. There we go. We got one of them into clay. You pick it up, you can craft them into clay blocks or just use silk touch, and you have an infinite loop. It's just a nice little quality of life thing that I can actually utilize. This is only one side of like, I guess this side of the build. That makes a lot of sense, thanks me. But let's turn around and here we go. Now I wanted to make a little bit of smaller rooms over here. So for things like crying obsidian, which I don't have a lot of, but I still wanted to make it somewhat personalized. I have my powdered snow, regular snow, and my blue ice and normal ice all in this tiny little area because let's be real, I don't think I'm ever gonna need that much snow. I might eat those words in some episode far from now, but I don't think I'm gonna right now, so moving on. This is my little tough area. Now I did have a tough area in the actual like redstone portion of this build, but this is more for things like tough bricks. We have, let's see, these barrels here. We have things like our steps for our tough and everything. And yes, I'm utilizing vanilla tweaks to get these little baby head blocks. But moving on, we have the andesite, diorite, and granite. And these are also for things like the polished stuff. I made a little area down here where you can hop on in, get yourself some of your granite. The goal of this that I was trying to do was making like a older version of Minecraft when these blocks actually got introduced, because I have video where I literally play with these blocks for the first time, and oh my god, it looked so bad then, but this kind of reminds me of like simpler times. It's really cozy, I love it. Right here we have ourselves the mine shaft, and you will probably be able to guess what this is for. This is for my mine carts, this is for my powered rails, my detector rails, activator, and the, you know, normal rails. So this was like really awkwardly stashed in between a bunch of my chests, but now it's got its own little area, and look how freaking cool this looks. It's like a little baby little mine shaft. It's so sick. Further down the hall we have the fungus room. Yeah, this is just where I'm putting things like my mushrooms. It sounds a lot more threatening when you say it like that, but it's just a spot for podzol, a spot for mycelium, and of course, the mushroom blocks. And it looks pretty cool, if I do say so myself. And also, these mushrooms duplicate automatically. I don't know if you guys actually knew that, but yeah, mushrooms duplicate. So I'm gonna check back at the end of the video here, and I'm not gonna place anything down. I'll even keep these guys in my hotbar to show you that I have not gained any or lost any. But when we come back, there will at least be one red one, and I'm guessing 2 brown one, but mushrooms actually do duplicate. And I'm gonna show you, I'm not a liar, trust me. I'll even make myself a reminder, check back on mushrooms. While we're waiting for those to grow, we have our stronghold build. And this is where I'm putting things like stone bricks. There's a little too many variants that I really don't want to incorporate into the actual build over there. Like, it's just not worth it for me. These are probably all the chiseled stone bricks that I'm ever going to make, so I don't really see a need in adding it over into this mega storage system. Like, it's supposed to be very, you know, dark and mysterious, but also kind of welcoming and something that reminds you a little bit of home. And I've been trying to use these like pale moss carpets here, and it looks so good with the books. It gives it like that old feeling of like maybe there was like some water dripping down and it got like all leaked on the floor, but then it hardened over and it slowly made its way up the books. Am I reading too much into this? I might be reading too much into this, I'm not sure. I love it though. It is like one of the best rooms in my opinion. Also have this other cool painting. Like that other one down there, I assumed it was new, but I just hadn't seen it before. So I added it in here and it honestly looks amazing. Not to mention that like weird like potted plant thing works perfectly with boom transition. Now this is supposed to be for all of the blocks that are underground in the moss caves, or like, I don't know what else to call them. I think the lush caves? Yeah, lush caves. This is the lush cave area. And we have 3 axolotls, and one of them is named Corgus for some reason. I don't actually remember why. By the way, you can add in walls and you don't have to hit space to step up. It is insanity. I have one right here. You can just walk on up. It's so cool. Don't really use a whole bunch of these. I think the thing I use most is probably these spore blossoms, which of course I have the least amount of. I have these awesome cactus flowers that I kind of like draped around the floor because it looks like some type of like flower that the spore blossom would drop, and I absolutely love it. So I just put it everywhere. All right, and while we're over here, we're gonna walk into one of the middle sections that I have made. This is kind of like the main hub where everywhere over here was very, very decorated. Yeah, this is where the chaos is at. So this is where all of my miscellaneous storage is gonna go. So that way I don't have to keep going up and down and up and down. It's just like, this is a little section for all my random crap. Over here is actually a really awesome little rainbow spiral. And here is where I have even more storage for my wool and my dyes. And I really like it because we have our rainbow spiral and we turn around and there's more rainbows going forward. And I love the paintings. They're so cool. Well, this is the other side of our redstone sorting area. So I guess let's go in. And I'm actually going to start on the left-hand side because that side is very ominous. So over here is where I have my suspicious sand and my suspicious gravel storage. And it's really cool that you can get these blocks. I literally told my physical therapist like how to get these blocks. That's how obsessed I am with collecting this. I have glass storage all through here, and this is actually where my concrete is. I lied before. It's not with the terracotta. I thought it was for some reason, but no, it's all in here. So we have our lighter kind of blue colors, and we have our darker like red kind of like sun related colors, and we have some neutral colors in here. I don't actually know how colors work, but that's what I would label them as. And behind me, I have things like my amethyst deposits. So we have a bunch of amethyst blocks, mini blocks, we have calcite, and next to that, I have my armor trim location. So I sorted them based off of if they're in this dimension. So these are all of the ones from like the end and the nether. This one over here is from the deep dark. And here we have everything that is like structure specific. So we have things like the wild armor trim, the vex, the sentry. I have all the ones from the underground ruins. I have the relic disc along with my netherite upgrades. And next to that, we have another sand area. And this is actually where I keep all my pottery sherds. I have smooth stone. I have cut sandstone. I have all these different types of blocks. And I also thought that this was like a really cool like idea. You put down a bush and then put leaf litter like right next to it. So it kind of looks like it was like flowing away and breaking down. It's so cool. And I'm just gonna tell you guys this now. It has been 35 minutes of me walking around and talking just about this base. It's a big base. It is a very big base. Let's go. Psych, we're going over here. This is my bulk storage, which is actually the reason why I wanted to make this in the first place. I have so many deep slate blocks. This is just all of the like crafted up items. All of this is deep slate. Every single one of these is deep slate. Every single one of these is cobbled deep slate. All of this over here too. And we have another chest of deep slate slowly making its way down the line. Now let's go into the slightly less creepy but still equally as cool area, my cobblestone and normal stone area. So all of this is filled to the brim with stone. Oh my God, it took me forever to mine all this, and having it in like one area, I've got like stone cutters scattered about everywhere. It's so satisfying. And this is the portion that took me the longest amount of time. Now I wanted something dark and spooky, and I made like a fake little door, but I have a real house in here. This is my little like go-to getaway house. So I've got my nether armor right here. Yes, it is real. And I have my netherite tools. I got some more totems and a bunch of bottles of enchanting that I got from villagers. Come on up here. I have a lovely little area where I can just relax and like really just rest and have a lovely little night. Oh, that was nice. That was great. Okay. Yeah, this is like one of my favorite spots in my entire base, just because it's so out of place and I love it. So we have a composter. We have our bone block storage in here. And in all of these barrels, I have like my moss storage. I have vines, basically anything that grows naturally in the world is in these chests. Alrighty, we've got our pitcher pod plant, and this is fully automated. You just gotta put it down and break it. Similarly over here, don't look at that sign, we have another type of auto farm. And here, I just don't even have to care. I can use like a fortune hoe or something, get more, and just keep replanting. It's so nice. This is something that I've seen on Fwip's hardcore Let's Play, and it's actually really easy to make. It is an infinite flower duplicator. Gotta turn it off right now though, because that's a little distracting, but it is so cool to have the double flowers. Oh my God. We got a bush farm, we have an automated firefly farm. We have an automatic tall and low dry bush farm. We have a semi-automatic fern farm. We have a semi-automatic grass farm. We have a work in progress vine farm, which I actually don't know why this hasn't been growing, and it's really freaking me out. And over to our right, we have 3 individual cactus and cactus flower farms. And I actually think that sometime in the near future, I am going to make a tutorial on this because I had so much issue getting this to work. Got to head upstairs though to our pumpkin and melon farm. And with some behind the scenes redstone that definitely did not take me forever, I get my melon blocks and my pumpkin blocks. And funny story, this is actually the first time that I ever used an auto crafter, and it's really fun to use them actually. And no, I don't know how any of this redstone works. Bruh. Over here we have an automatic blueberry farm. We also have a cherry bush farm, which these compact little farms are actually so like adorable. I don't know why, they're just so cute for no reason. And in the corner, the final little farm is a lichen farm. But those are all of the farms. But you might be thinking, hey, El, you missed something. You didn't talk about something. Well, you're right. You're right. I didn't talk about this at all because this is not very interesting. This is just a very simple water chute that comes up and takes me to my villager outpost area. Oh my God, try saying that 5 times fast. Jesus. I'm gonna make these all over my base and all around my world and everything. Blue means that this is a water chute elevator, and it just looks nice with the ceiling that I have going on here. But this is kind of like, hey, you're going down into like the mossy area, a lot of greenery. You jump down the chute. Once you're down here and looking at it, you're like, oh, this is a bunch of emeralds. Oh, the villagers, those little greedy dudes. And similarly, I did not talk about this at all, but it is just another elevator with that little blue. We have some deep slate, some mangrove, because this actually pops you out. And if you go through this cool nether spiral thing, walk up, and I have made brand new storage area for my deep slate, my cobbled deep slate. You run over to the side over here. We also have space for our normal cobblestone and our stone, and this is all filled to the brim. There's no, I cannot fit anything else in here. I have tried. It is just not applicable. I went through everything. I sorted everything. It happened. It finally happened. Not that though. That's for something else. Those are potions. I'm not doing that right now. You can't make me. I got so desperate to clean up my storage. I went all the way to the flower farm area that I made like 15 episodes ago. I broke everything there and I cleaned up everything. I brought a bunch of shulkers. I cleaned up the raid farm. I cleaned up everything, guys. And as to keep my promise, I guarantee that one of these mushrooms had to have grown. Yep, there it goes. I'm not, listen. Play the footage on 10 times speed. I didn't do this. I have literally, it's been 52 minutes. Mushrooms grow on their own. So it's kind of like a little baby mushroom farm, I suppose. I also have a little bit more storage here for like glow lichen, which I didn't bring up, but this entire place has taken me months. And it's so nice to like get to walk through here. And now I'm like, oh, I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly where I need to put this and where I need to put the clay. I have a spare bed in my inventory that I stole from a villager. Boom, you're going in there. I got some spare redstone. Get this, boom, you're going in there. I got some bone meal. Let's take that back over to the little farming area. It's so satisfying. I know where everything needs to go and everything has a place and I love it. With that being said though, I'm not a control freak when it comes to stuff like this. This is really just the tip of the iceberg because remember guys, I actually have plans on making a whole other third area. I do need to work on this middle floor still though. This middle floor, this is supposed to be like a big kitchen area and where I can mine all my ores and everything. In here is supposed to be like a zoo where I'm hoping to get like a nice axolotl. We've got a bunch of areas like make these be a 1 block drop of water and have campfire bridge, prismarine storage stuff. Well, I don't need that anymore because I have prismarine storage. But I am just excited to get the hell out of this cave right now. I have been wanting to start a new project for so long, and I don't know what project I want, but I know I want to be a project, and I know I want to get the heck out of this cave. So it'll probably be something above ground. That took 56 minutes. I was yapping for 56 minutes. Jesus Christ. Hey, Splice. How you doing? Pet, love you, buddy. You might have also noticed that this entire video while I was recording, I didn't actually have shaders on, and shaders look so good. But I was having a little bit of lag while I was going through here, and I don't know if it's because I have so many chests, I don't know what the heck it is, but my shaders have started to lag a little bit. So I think that for the time being, for the future of this series, at least with this computer, unless I magically win the lottery and get a whole bunch of money and, you know, everything, we're probably gonna keep the shaders to a minimum or off entirely. I do think that it makes the world look a lot nicer, but just unfortunately, I wanna have a gaming experience that I really enjoy instead of something that absolutely sucks. But yeah, this place looks a lot better with shaders. Everything looks a lot better with shaders, but I don't know. I just don't want it to be laggy. That's another reason why all of these are not chests, they are barrels, because barrels do not count as entities and therefore don't lag. That is my awesome little storage base. This is more of like a telling you guys what I did instead of like an actual like well thought out video. Literally for the last hour, I have just walked around my base and told you guys what I did. What has my life come to? But yes, buds, I will leave you there. Hopefully you all have enjoyed. I'm gonna go right here because I've been underground so long that my the sun hurts. Let me know what you guys think, if I could improve this storage in any way, shape, or form, lag-wise, performance-wise, whatever, please do let me know. And if you're interested in seeing another one of our videos, then I recommend checking out this video on screen now. It's a great one. But as always, buds, remember to join the village today. It's only a click away. Also, thank you to our members, Aya Lilith, the Happy Tree Hugger, and Kinboshi.